So you want to start your own t-shirt business? Let's do it. I got you. Let's kick it. So if you're going to start your own t-shirt business, you're going to need a lot of stuff. Some of the stuff you're going to need is equipment. So I'm going to take you on a quick little tour of the workshop, show you the equipment that I use. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. Like and subscribe for more apparel DTF content. All right, you guys. So what I use to make my tumblers is the Heat Press Nation Signature Series. This is a super, I like it. I like it a lot. It's very easy to use, user friendly. It clamps down. It does come with these attachments. So like you can do like coffee mugs, latte cups, tumblers, 20-ounce tumblers, up to 30-ounce tumblers. So it does include all of its attachments. And it's super simple. All we have to do is just literally swap out the cords. And it's easy. If you look over here, we just swap the cords right here. So it doesn't stop there. When you're making tumblers, you obviously want to make sure that you're working with heat-resistant gloves. You don't want to burn those beautiful little paws of yours. And you're going to go through a lot of this guy, heat-resistant tape. This is going to secure the actual paper to your tumbler. So that's what I use for the tumbler press. Let's go on over to the hat press. If you're going to create t-shirts, if you're going to create tumblers, you might as well not stop there. Pull out the plug. Let's get some hats going, guys. So for my caps, I use the Weaver heat press. I did get this on Amazon. I think I paid like $107 for it. It is super awesome. It heats up very fast. It brings different interchangeable plates. So, you know, there's all different kinds of size of hats. So this makes it super simple. Usually I cook my hats for about 10 to 12 seconds. It beeps, beep, take it out, release the knob. So I'll tell you, this was probably the most complicated part, was figuring out how to place the hats. But I mean, once you figured it out, you got it, you're locked down. So it's kind of nice that you don't have to buy the additional interchangeable plates. So if you're looking for a heat press, I recommend using the Weaver heat press for your hats. All right, let's talk about where the magic happens, where it all starts, right here. The heat press. I use a 16x20 Heat Press Nation Signature Series heat press. But guess what? When I was new to the game, I should have done a little bit more research than I did, because had I did, I would have gotten the auto press, you know, the one that pops up by itself like a bun in the oven. But sadly, I got this guy. You see? So what does that mean? That means that when I have to cure transfers and sit here like this for 90 seconds, that's torturous, right? Imagine having to pump out an order of 40 tees, which actually happened to me in my first order. First order, I had to pump out 40 tees, front, back, neck tags, and I had to cure all the transfers like this, right? And then press them there. So, you know, I said, hey, you know what? It's not going to happen to me anymore. We have to get a second press, one that's going to relieve the pain in the guns. So we got this guy. We got the 15x15 HTVRont. This is the jam right here. You take your transfer, you put it on the heat press, close it up, cook for 90 seconds, call it a day. That's it. When that's done, then we come over here. At least now, when I go like this, I'm only doing this for 12 seconds instead of 3 minutes front and back. So recommend not this guy, this brand, but get the one that opens and closes by itself. We don't stop there. 1 second, we got one more press to go through. Let's look it out. All right, so I thought I needed a third press. That's right, I said a third press for those oversized designs that sometimes you're gonna have to get on the floor. And you know what? This is actually gives you the flexibility of creating larger designs, right? Because you can print your 12 to 12 by 12 up to 15 by 15, and you can start to piece and patchwork your designs onto large surfaces. So this was really cool. This is the Cricut Easy Press 2. I still haven't had a need to use it yet, but I can't wait to use it. So I know I'm definitely going to use this. This is awesome to do like blankets. Again, anything that's super large. I did get this on Amazon. The Cricut Easy Press 2. So there's a bunch of other little utensils that you're going to be needing in order to create DTF transfers at home. So just hang tight. Let me show you what I mean. So we are going to need a lot of little things in order to create DTF transfers at home. One of the first things you need is the ink, right? Can't make transfers without ink. I do get my ink from a gentleman named Highly Flavored. Maybe you guys have heard of him. He's all over Instagram, social media, TikTok, and YouTube. Check it out. Boom. So this is the brand I use. Somebody asked me the other day on chat, what brand do I use? Here it is, highly flavored. I mean, as you see, right? They go together. So, I mean, if I'm going to use his powder, I'm going to use his ink. I'll be honest. I used to buy my transfer film from him also. The problem is that I found, in my opinion, transfer film that is the same, if not better, same price with 20 more sheets in the pack. So I went that way. And it's made by Sendale. I do get it on Amazon. Let me show you really quick. I do use 13 by 19 inch A3 film. It's premium. As you can see, it says A3 13 by 19. It has 120 sheets. So what I was getting from him, which look is really good, but it's 100 sheets, you know, for the same price. So sometimes we're going to make a hiccup. We're going to make a mistake. Oh man. Oh God. The days of throwing things away are gone. Because if you use this guy will take away any messed up transfers, right? So like sometimes I'll go to do like a neck tag or like a design on a hat and it doesn't come out right. So I use VLR. I got this on Amazon, and this is actual DTF ink remover for garments, and it's safe. You're gonna want to get one of these. You need a lint roller because the first step is lint roll your shirt before you press it to remove the humidity and the moisture. Something else I bought, I did find this and discover this on Facebook. I will tell you, I was pressing shirts without it. Then I started pressing shirts with it. I did notice a difference. For me, I feel like at times my prints kind of did feel like paper. But I went with Magic Seal, did get it on Facebook. And I'll tell you, to me, it leaves the shirt feeling more part of the shirt versus like a slapped on sticker. So yeah, Magic Seal, do it, get it, love it, live it, be it. I also use my little tape measure, right? Sometimes, you know, my eye vision is not so good anymore, you know, because it ain't gonna look no more. And I like to measure my little angles and make sure I'm centering right. I use this guy. It's a t-shirt ruler. So this is probably the best t-shirt ruler I have used. I did get it on Amazon. I don't know if you guys can see that brand name right there. However, the brand name is called Orboni T-shirt graphic placement guide. Guys, get it. This is going to save a lot of time. You know, with that 13 by 19 inch DTF transfer film, sometimes I try to get the graphic plus, you know, the neck tag or the back. I try to get as much of it on one sheet as possible, which is going to cause me to have to cut and snip and separate transfers to be able to build my design on my tee. So I recommend getting a cutter. An X-Acto cutter. Yeah, you know, makes it super simple. It leaves the edges straight. So it kind of also helps with the centering and the alignment on the tee. And then you're going to want to make sure you have Teflon sheets. Teflon sheets. These guys. These are what you're going to put on top of your tee before you press it so we don't damage the tee. So when that tee is done, guess what? It's time to tag, baby. It's time to tag. It's time to let the whole world know who made this. So I like to put my little hang tag, right? So get yourself a gun. Get yourself a gun. You get it on Amazon. Make yourself some neck tags. Make yourself some hang tags. Customize. Brand yourself. I got this at U Printing. Sometimes, just sometimes, the printer goes on a fritz. So we need to clean. So you need this. DTF D2G cleaner, also made by the company that I use my film with, Sendale. I'll tell you honestly, this is super good, but I'm going to start making my own because I quite frankly am tired of spending $15 on this little bottle, you know. Heat gloves. Heat gloves is quite an interesting thing here. We need these for tumblers. I mean, if you need them for t-shirts, I mean, feel free. I'm not that fragile and sensitive on my fingertips, but hell, we need them for the tumbler, so yes. The heat press for the t-shirt. We need this guy, the mini press, to do the neck tags on the back of the shirt. So the one I use is the HTVRont mini press. Amazing. I live by this. I use this with my hats when it comes to doing side designs. I use them for anything tiny, and I definitely use them for my neck tags. So if you're looking for that true custom look, I definitely recommend getting the gun, get yourself a nice little hang tag, and yeah, next, let's go. All right, we're talking about the heavy hitters, the printers, guys. When you're going to do tumblers, my personal recommendation, I use the Epson ET 15,000. I love the way that it prints. The colors are super vibrant. They pop on tumblers. Keep in mind that when you're doing sublimation for tumblers, there's no white, right? So there's only 4 colors. There's no real conversion when it comes to this. Just buy the printer. Have yourself some sublimation ink. I use Hippo, which I get on Amazon. It's very affordable. It costs me almost nothing. Get yourself some Hippo. Colors are great. No complaints on my end when it comes to sublimation. You're also going to need sublimation paper. So I use this guy, which is the A Sub 125G 13 by 19. I do get this on Amazon. I think if I'm not mistaken, I'm at like maybe 15 cents a paper, maybe a little bit less, versus 75 cents for a DTF sheet. So you can also use this to create t-shirts. The only difference is that when you're doing sublimation for tees, you're not going to be able to get something that looks like this. Nice vibrant colors on black tees. That's why we use DTF. But I mean, if you're going to print on a white t-shirt, this will give you a really awesome tee. And it's not going to give you that paper feel because it's kind of like embedded into the shirt. So you can definitely create apparel with the sublimation ink. Just make sure you're doing it on light colored clothes. If you're like me, I like my clothes dark. I like black shirts. I don't know. I try to get out of it, but it is what it is. We got to go to the DTF printer. So let me show you real quick the printer that I use. Welcome to the Epson ET8550. This bad boy right here. This printer, I love it. It is a mission. You have to really genuinely want to do this to be able to deal with the learning curves and the hiccups on how to maintain this guy. The white ink does clog super fast on here because it's not intended to do this, right? Like, we got to remember, we made it do this. It's not supposed to do this, right? So at some point, once the brand starts to grow a little bit more, I'm really thinking about getting that new pro colored printer, but we'll see. That's it. I mean, if you guys want to start your business at home, you have to have a lot of little things. One of the things I didn't mention that you're going to need is time and patience. You can't give up, right? Because the sad truth is that in this business, 90% of people quit before they sell their first tee, right? So I know it's uncomfortable doing and learning new things. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable, because if you don't, that ship is going to sail you. Peace. We out. Woo!